All right, we're going to move on to our next topic now, and this is effective messaging to your customers. And again, as we've progressed along, we've kind of touched base a little bit on all of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to break them up into segments. So we're going to reiterate some of these points that we've already covered. But as you're talking to your customers on social media, on your web platforms, on the phone, you want to continually reinforce messages about your business, about your food, about the situation we're in, that are going to reassure your customer. So I'm going to open it up to the team here. Brody, I'm going to go to you first. What are some of those messages that you think customers want to hear from their restaurants?
I think they want to know if you're open for business.
One right there, yeah.
Are you open, and how are you communicating that? Is it just on social media for somebody like me who's not on social media? Do you have a billboard? Do you have a sign that you could be utilizing? Are you handing takeout menus out when you're out and about? What are you doing above and beyond some of the normal things that you can help share some of that information? So, but are you open? That's going to be the one that I think is going to be really relevant here sooner than later in the next few days. Can we get food from you?
It's a great point. Tim,
yeah.
What do you think?
No, I absolutely agree with that, but I think that it's important to really think ahead of the situation we're in right now too, especially as restaurants they would have normally been preparing for their spring menus and summer menus and stuff to that such. But, if they're open, obviously the customer wants to know that. But I think with social media, which you really press, I think it would be advisable, maybe fun for the customers, create some sort of excitement to when this is over, this is what we're working on. Check out this dish. We're working on it. We're tasting X, Y, and Z, showing pictures of it. You're creating your menu. So when this is over, you're actually creating excitement about what's to come next as well. So I think those might be some good things to target. Kind of like looking at the plan C, what happens after, instead of just going back to maybe what you might have been serving for the winter and just like focusing on the now. And I understand with everything that's going on, it's hard to focus on the beyond the now just because of the way everything is. But if you can find a little bit of time to create and add excitement and some forward momentum to help you once this is over, good for you.
That's a great point. We have an opportunity, and it's an unfortunate one, but it's still an opportunity in that there is a captive audience out there. We have people at home, and there's only so much Netflix that you can consume in a day. People are going to want to see what's happening out in the world. And if your customers are following you on any number of social platforms, you can talk to them. You can, in essence, entertain them during this time, but you can also get that message across. So as Tim was saying, here's what we're planning. Here's what we're using this opportunity to look at our menu, and, we're going to have a celebration bash and, this summer, and, don't necessarily put hard dates on things, but, make people think about, when things are going to be smiling and happy times again, and, put people's minds at ease. And in doing so, you will stay top of mind with your customers and potential customers.
One thing, just one more consideration is that, or two actually, make sure you're updating all your pages. So your Yelp, anywhere that you have your menus out there, make sure that everything is updated to what you're currently doing. So your updated menu, your updated hours, any type of statements you want to make about we're open, all those platforms need to be updated so that everything is relevant, so that when people look on there, they get accurate information, number one. Number two, I would suggest using traditional snail mail to maybe do a mailing around your neighborhood and mail a menu out to say, hey, we're open, and here's what we have. And so that way you're getting a menu into people's hands. And now mail becomes important again because this is something they're getting to the house. They get to open it. And so I think that could actually be a very effective way to get your message out right now.
That's a great, you can't forget snail mail. I also fully believe in radio advertising. I think radio works for food service. Don't buy into the whole, they'll do a package deal and you get social media and radio and all that. Do your own social. But if you have the means to buy some radio time, I think it's an effective tool, especially given different markets. And Brody, you had something to add there?
I did. I really liked Chef Tim's comment about how you're going to be planning ahead and start letting people know what when this is all over, look at what we're going to do. Is there a way that an operator can think outside of the box and let some of the customers help influence what they're going to do? Is there a way to still keep the customer base somewhat engaged through their social media and through some of those different avenues to help let them kind of influence this too? To your point, I've got 2 kids sitting in the living room doing schoolwork. This is day number 3, and there's no end of this in sight. And so different things that families can do to come together and be creative and just do something different amongst the mundane of being trapped in the house. Maybe that's a way for certain operators with the right kind of establishment. And
what would everybody like to see for tomorrow's entree? Shepherd's pie or spaghetti dinner, and then you make, dozens of whatever is voted for that night. Just kind of have fun with it. That's a really interesting point, Brody. I like that. And before we go on to the next topic, I just wanted to touch on Mike's excellent point about updating your platforms. There are potentially dozens of platforms that you could be linked into with your business. Yelp and TripAdvisor are 2 of the most important for discovery and review of food service operations. So if people are looking for food and they're going to those platforms, if you're one of the first operators that goes on there and updates your takeout menu, that adds pictures of your beautifully packaged food, that shows, your person ready to take it out the door, those first images are going to be what customers and potential customers see as they go to find food. So if you look prepared and you are ready to go, people will gravitate towards that and choose your establishment.